We got ordinance on ordinance on second reading. Number one, an ordinance to authorize the sale of property and the granting of permanent easements. Reference block number 242, New Jersey Transit for county yard improvements projected located at 400 Jersey Avenue, amount of $727,000. Then we got ordinances on first reading. An ordinance to amend and supplement revised general ordinance of the city of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Chapter 10-20, Handicap Parking, Section 10-20-010, Schedule 39, Parking for handicapped persons at Juliet Street, Sedan Street, 175, 125 right place and 79 right place. And we have number two, an ordinance to approve the corporation agreement with the Housing Authority of the City of New Brunswick. Three, a bond ordinance providing for the 2018 General Capital Improvement Program and in the City of New Brunswick and the County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, appropriating $4,352,285. Therefore, and authorizing the debt in the amount of $4,145,000 and requiring a down payment of $207,285. Four, a bond ordinance providing for the various improvements to the water system in the City of New Brunswick and the County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, appropriating $6,078,000. Therefore, authorizing the issuance of $6,078,000 bonds or notes to finance the cost thereof. Bond ordinance providing for the various capital improvements for the sewer system in the City of New Brunswick and the County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, appropriating $1,300,000, therefore authorizing the issuances of $1,300,000 bonds or notes to finance the cost thereof. Then we have resolutions. One, approve payroll amendments. Two, approve agenda amendments, Two, approve payroll. Three, authorize the refunds redeemed tax sale certificates. Four, approve request for the city sidewalk, request by New Brunswick Soccer League Incorporated, cleaning sidewalks to keep our city clean, safe. Location Baldwin Street between Lee Avenue and Remsen Avenue, and the remaining streets. Date, Saturday, April 21st, 2018. Rain date, Sunday, April 22nd, 2018. Location, Baldwin Street, between Lee Avenue and Joyce Kemmer Avenue. Joyce Kemmer between Loretta and Handy Street. Date, Saturday, May 5th, 2018. Rain date, Sunday, May 6th, 2018. Time, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. 5, approve request for use of city property requested by Great American Volleyball location. Bugalo Park outfield and area behind the fields for grass volleyball tournament. Date, Saturday, May 12, 2018 and Sunday, May 13, 2018. Time, 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. 6, approve request for use of city property requested by New Jersey Chapter Jack and Jill, location of Bugalo Park in the grassy area in front of the mansion, track and pavilion for community health fair to bring awareness to mental heart, health, and adolescent and families. Date, Saturday, April 21st, 2018. Time, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. 7, approve request for use of city property requested by McKinley Community School, New Brunswick, Board of Education, Alex Jennings Archibald Park for Unified Games Day. Date, Friday, May 18, 2018, to 7:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. 8, approve request for use of city property requested by McKinley Community School, New Brunswick, Board of Education, Alex Jennings Archibald Park for McKinley Community School Field Day. Date, Friday, June 8, 2018. Rain date, Friday, June 15, 2018. Time, 7:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. 9, approve request for use of city property and use of city sidewalk. Requested by the Lincoln Annex School, New Brunswick School Board of Education for Lincoln Annex School Field Day. Location, Bugalo Park Pavilion, Mansion Lawn. Basketball court. Sidewalk use, students and staff that will walk to and from 165 Somerset Street in Bugalo Park. Date, Friday, June 1st. Rain date, Wednesday, June 6, 2018. 7:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. 10, approve amendment of resolution to pay additional legal fees in the amount of $1,775 for Christopher Adams, Esquire of Adams Buchanan, Palo LLC, for representation of Thomas Laughlin, the third City of New Brunswick, in the matter of Arthur Anderson versus the City of New Brunswick of punitive damage claims from $43,808.47 to $45,583.47. 11, a press recruits for city property by the Tabernacle Baptist Church, location Boyd Park, for Youth Festival and Community Flea Market. Date, June 9, 2018. Rain date, Saturday, June 23, 2018. Time, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Police extra duty. 12, approve request for use of city property requested by Refugio City Church Incorporated. Location, Joyce Kemmer Park, Saturdays, June 23rd and July 14, 2018. Location, War Memorial Park, Saturday, August 25th, 2018, for religious event in the community. Time, 1:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. 13, approve request for use of city property requested by Emmanuel Tabernacle Baptist Apostolic Faith Church. Location, Boyd Park grassy area to the right of the amphitheater for religious gathering to uplift the community. The date, Saturday, September 1st, 2018, 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. 14, approve amendment of resolution to change the location of Bugalo Park from field to pavilion. Approve request for city property requested by Alpha Gamma Delta, location Bugalo Park Pavilion, to celebrate Founders Day and International Reunion. Date, Sunday, April 22nd, 2018, time 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. 15, approve authorization to participate with the Borough of Highland Park Division of Recreation for fireworks display, July 2nd, 2018, in the celebration of Independence Day, not to exceed $5,000. 16, approve authorization of competitive contracting for 911 emergency dispatch services, specification number 672-18cc. 17, approve on-premise raffle for 85 Church Street for Casa of New Jersey, Incorporated, doing business of Casa of Middlesex County. Date, May 6, 2018. 18, approve a professional service agreement to Delaware Raritan Engineering for zoning board, planning board engineer for review of site plans and subdivisions. Terms, January 1st, 2018, December 31st, 2018. Fair and open, non-pro tunc. 19, approve professional service agreement to Big Now Planning Consultants Incorporated for 2018 review of site plans and subdivisions. Planning review. Term, January 1st, 2018 to December 31st, 2018. Fair and open, non-pro tunc. 20, approve emergency temporary appropriation for 2018. 21, award professional service agreement to McMahon and Scott Bauman for the 2018 conflict attorney for planning board and zoning board of adjustment. Term, January 1st, 2018 to December 31st, 2018. Fair and open, non-pro tunc. 22, approve amendment of resolution R-031732 supplemental services with Remington, Vernick, and Vega Engineering for licensed site remediation professional for site environmental services. Amount of $16,950. Approval of this supplemental will constitute an increase of 20% or more of the original contract. 23, approve relaxation of the city noise ordinance and closure requested by Sky High Erectors Equipment Incorporated. Reason, place a claim on Church Street to lift the equipment to the roof at 390 George Street. Saturday, April 21st, 2018. Alternate dates, April 28th, May 12th, time 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. 24, authorize tax collector to transfer credits on several tax and utility accounts. 25, approve on-premise raffle 50/50 at the Hyatt Regency Albany Street for Meals on Wheels in Greater New Brunswick, Meals on Wheels Greater New Brunswick Incorporated. Date, May 17, 2018. 26, approve amendment for resolution to pay additional legal fees in the amount of Benedict and Altman for Police Director Anthony Caputo in the matter of Arthur Anderson et al. In the City of New Brunswick from $45,435 to $48,295. 27, approve amendment of resolution R-041830, change order number 2 with JTG Construction Incorporated for Rutgers Village Main Replacement Project Phase 2, specification number 62517W, amount of $13,429.18. Approval of this change order will not constitute an increase of 20% more of the amount of the original contract. 28, resolution supporting the State House Commission pre-application New Jersey DP Green Acres Program for diversion of 0.105 acres of Raritan River Conservation Area. 29, approve request for city sidewalk, request by Tormel Pittman. Location sidewalk from George Cameron Avenue, Sanford Street, Livingston Avenue, George Street, Albany Street, French Street, Handy Street, at the end of middle school between 12th and 12th Streets for a walk to bring awareness to child abuse. April is National Child Abuse Awareness Month. Date, Saturday, April 28, 2018. Rain date, Sunday, April 29, 2018. Time, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. 30, resolution authorizing the chief financial officer and other officials to undertake certain actions in connection with the sale not to exceed $46,718,700. Bond anticipation note. 31, approve shared services agreement with New Brunswick Board of Education for reimbursement of the school safety program, after school program, and garbage pickup, park use, and maintenance. Amount $3,869. $3 million. This gets smaller. Okay, $3,869,313.90. 32, approve authorization to re-advertise for furnish and install fitness stations. Specification number 917-18R. Okay, then we have items for discussion by council and public discussion, and they can remember, so on and so forth. This meeting will come to order. Will clerk please give your honor calling the roll.
Council Vice President Anderson.
Here.
Councilmember Egan.
Here.
Councilmember Escobar.
Here.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig is absent. Council President Fleming.
Here. Please be advised that the notice of requirements of the Open Public Meeting Act has been complied with and satisfied, that the annual notice which gave sufficient notice of the time and place and conduct of all public meetings of the Municipal Council of the City of New Brunswick has been filed with the City Clerk, has been placed on the appropriate bulletin board in the lobby of City Hall, New Brunswick, New Jersey, and has been transmitted to the official newspaper of the City of New Brunswick, namely the Home News. So please rise for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can we please remain standing for a moment of silence for those that have been defending their lives around the world, and those that have lost their life, and all the victims of violence. And as they said, April is a Child Abuse Awareness Month, and this is for those that have become victims of that. Thank you. Take a motion.
Approve the minutes, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Council Vice President Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Council President Fleming.
All right. Then we have a report of the correspondence by the clerk. Is there any correspondence?
Yes.
Yes.
A letter from 135 Somerset News Urban Renewal LLC to request a final engineering inspection at the Aspire 135 Somerset Street. A letter from New Brunswick Tomorrow in regards to develop a revised Esperanza neighborhood plan for the neighborhood revitalization tax credit program. A letter from the State of New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection in regards to the completed review of the vapor concern mitigation plan for 120 Georges Road. A letter from the Township of North Brunswick in regards to the master plan public hearing on adoption of April 26, 2018, re-examination report and master plan amendment. The correspondence will be forwarded to the appropriate departments for further action.
Is that it?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right, now we have no public hearings, so now we have ordinance on second reading. Number one, an ordinance to authorize the sale of city property, the granting of permanent easements, granting permanent easements reference block number 242, lot number 10-03, with New Jersey Transit for county yard improvements project located at 400 Jersey Avenue, the amount of $727,000. Anybody from the public like to speak on this? Seeing none?
Move the ordinance.
Second.
Council Vice President Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Council President Fleming.
Yes. All right, then we have ordinances on first reading. Number one, an ordinance to amend and supplement revised general ordinances for the City of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Chapter 10-20, Handicap Parking for Section 10-20-010, Schedule 39, Parking Zones for Handicapped Persons. Add 34 Juliet Street, 293 Somerset Street, Sedan Street, 125 Bright Place, and 79 Bright Place.
Move the ordinance setting down May 2nd at 6:30 p.m., same date to be advertised.
Second.
Council Vice President Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Council President Fleming.
Yes. Number two, an ordinance to approve the cooperation agreement with the Housing Authority in the City of New Brunswick.
Move the ordinance setting down May 2nd at 6:30 p.m., same date to be advertised.
Second.
Council Vice President Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Council President Fleming.
Yes. Number three, a bond ordinance is provided for the 2018 General Capital Improvement Program in the City of New Brunswick and the County of Middlesex, the State of New Jersey, appropriating $4,352,285, therefore, and authorizing the debt in the amount of $4,145,000 and requiring a down payment of $207,285.
Move the ordinance setting down May 2nd at 6:30 p.m., same date to be advertised.
Second.
Council Vice President Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Council President Fleming.
Yes. And then we have, four, excuse me. Bond orders providing for the various improvements, to the water system in the city of New Brunswick and the county of Middlesex, state of New Jersey, appropriating $6,078,000, therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $6,078,000 bonds and notes to finance the cost thereof.
Move the ordinance setting down May 2nd at 6:30 p.m., same date to be advertised.
Second?
Council Vice President Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Egan,
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar,
Yes.
Council President Fleming.
Yes. We have 5, a bond ordinance providing for the various capital improvements for the sewer system in the city of New Brunswick and the county of Middlesex, state of New Jersey, appropriating $1,300,000, therefore, and authorizing the issuances of $1,300,000 bonds and notes to finance the cost thereof.
Move the ordinance setting down May 2nd at 6:30 p.m., same date to be advertised.
Second.
Council Vice President Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Egan,
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar,
Yes.
Council President Fleming.
Yes. Okay, now we have resolutions, number 1 through 32. Anybody from the public like to speak on the resolutions, please give your name and address for the record, and remind you that you have 5 minutes.
Good evening, members of the council. Charles Cradaville, I'm from New Brunswick. I'm the editor of New Brunswick Today. Would like to ask about 849, 911 dispatch services. Can you tell me why you're, I guess, farming these out or hiring outside to handle these?
The police department requested that we look into private third-party services because of their inability to fill the positions and the very large overtime numbers that developed last year, particularly when they had to bring a police officer in off the street to fill a dispatch vacancy. So what we're asking you tonight is to allow us to use the competitive contracting approach, which is not a bid, but it's a request for proposals, and we'll evaluate proposals and we'll see if they make sense to transition to private service as of July 1.
Okay, so would potential exist for partnerships with other public entities to handle this, or is it you're only seeking private entities?
We are seeking proposals. I don't know that another municipality will respond, but we're going to put an ad in the paper and encourage proposals to be submitted.
Okay, so, because I know, like, for instance, Rutgers handles 911 calls for themselves, I believe, and also Denellen, if I'm not mistaken. They have a spot right here in New Brunswick, so that would be one avenue that might potentially you could explore. I'm also a little confused about, is there any insight into why the department had trouble filling dispatcher positions? Are they good jobs?
They speak to hiring employees for that function, and people either get burned out with the level of activity in this community, or they seek employment elsewhere where maybe there's a greater wage being paid. But in either case, they've had difficulty with retaining employees recently, and they've asked that we consider privatization. The mayor has approved that thought, and I'm trying to exercise it.
Is there any thought given to maybe increasing the pay for the position if you were having trouble retaining folks? Was there any thought given to that?
I'm sure there was, and I don't think the retention issue is entirely a salary issue.
I have a question. So how many people do we employ in that type of position?
We should employ 15 if we're fully staffed.
15?
Yes. The RFP, when we put it together, will require that for most of the day, most of the 24 hours, that 3 dispatchers will be always available and on the clock, if you will. Right now, sometimes we are running with 2 dispatchers, and again, having to bring a police officer in to do that. So when we develop the bid specifications, which we have, and we're ready to go out to bid shortly, assuming you approve this process. It will require that 3 be staffed at least for, I'm going to say, 18 to 20 hours a day.
Mr. Council President, could you please ask Captain Miller how many dispatchers are currently on the payroll?
Captain Miller, how many dispatchers are currently on the payroll?
Unless anything's changed in the last couple of weeks, 12, I believe.
Yeah, I would encourage you to reach out to Rutgers and see if, how their operation works and how potential partnership could happen there. It's in some ways a blessing and a curse to have a state university here, but this is one area that they're already running an operation, so I think it would make sense to partner with them. Number 59, the lawsuit filed by former Officer Arthur Anderson and several others. This is against the city and the police director, who's not here today. And this is just a small portion of the cost that the taxpayers in New Brunswick are incurring as a result. Can you give me an update on the case? Is it any closer to resolution? Is there a trial date set, or is it still in discovery?
No trial date that I'm aware of. I don't believe it's any closer to resolution than I advised 2 weeks ago. Actually, we tried to ask that question. I believe it was 4 weeks, but they are still in the discovery phase, my understanding.
What I asked about 861 is this diversion of 0.105 acres for Green Acres. I believe it's out by Rutgers Village for power lines. Can you tell me why the city is supporting diverting this this protection from the land?
It's 1/10. It's 1/10 of an acre. It's a small sliver that PSE&G has asked for consideration for. This sliver is currently in our Rat River Conservation Zone. They're rebuilding their aerial power line system from, I think, Metuchen down to Hamilton. It's coming through New Brunswick. One of the rebuilds of the metal stanchions was going to need an aerial easement, so they asked if we would consider decommissioning 1/10 of an acre of Rat River Conservation property to accommodate this improvement. We thought it was a good idea. They appraised the property. It's worth $1,000. I think Green Acres requires them to pay 10 times that to us. The consideration is not really that important, but we thought we would be helpful in terms of allowing them to reconstruct their aerial system through New Brunswick.
1/10.
It's 1/10 of an acre, and it's not down in the river area. It's up in the.
It's closer to the road.
It's between, let's say, Bowser and South Pennington, North Pennington, excuse me. I think that's where the property is. I have a map here if you want to look at it.
It's okay, thank you. I was hoping I could make it to the hearing. There was a hearing here.
There was.
I missed it. Just want to know, was anybody from the city there? Was there any community input?
There was. Russ Marquetta attended the meeting. I think 4 residents came out,
Yes.
asked some questions. Everyone seemed to be satisfied.
Thank you. I'm not sure if it's required. Is there any, besides the financial compensation, is there going to be any physical land that's set aside for the Green Acres program to make up for the diversion?
It's usually how it works. I'm not sure that will be the case this time. But
It was either, you could either take the money or get other land, so it's easier to take the money.
Okay. And the last one I want to ask about is 863, the authorizing the CFO to undertake certain actions in connection with $46 million in bond anticipation notes. Can I just get an explanation of what actions those are, what this is about?
Yeah. Sure. Council President,
in June, beginning of June, we have approximately $34,907,000 that's going to be coming due. We're going to roll that money over into this new note that we're going to be issuing, plus the 3 ordinances that are on the agenda for tonight. And then an ordinance that was included from the early meeting in February, 02-1803. So it's $11,876,000 of new money and $34,907,000 of money that's being rolled over for the $46,783,000.
Okay, so refinancing, did it say?
Well, every time you issue a bond anticipation note, you can only have that note for a year or less. So we're rolling over the note, majority of the note, plus adding the new ordinances as explained tonight. So it's essentially rolling over for a year, for another year, until next year when we have to look at options whether or not to roll it over again. Or when you're talking $46 million, probably at that point you might want to next year go and issue bonds, permanent financing for it.
Okay, so the city may borrow.
Just roll it over again, roll it over, and then go into permanent financing as opposed to just temporary financing of 1 year or less.
Thank you.
Anybody else on the resolution?
Move the resolutions?
Second?
Council Vice President Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Council President Fleming.
Yes. All right, it's the resolutions, and we have a few items for discussion. We'll do that now. All right, first of all, we're going to congratulate Alex Lopez, a 2014 graduate of New Brunswick High School. He's a 2018 graduate of Rutgers University and has been awarded a Fulbright scholarship to study in Indonesia, and he's also studying to be a teacher. All right, just congratulations on that. And also Emmanuel Johnson, a 2009 high school graduate, went on to study at North Carolina Agricultural and Technical University. He was awarded a Fulbright scholarship in 2013 to study in Birmingham, England, where he completed his master's in robotics and conducted research in human-robot interaction. Emmanuel is currently a PhD student at the University of Southern California in computer science. And we want to congratulate him also. And we'll save the other one for, yeah, we'll save that for. Okay, anybody else want to items for discussion? Okay.
I just want to say that, I don't know if you recall that last year when Hurricane Maria devastated Texas, Mexico, and Puerto Rico, there was an effort made here through the fire department to collect items for, to give to those who were affected by Hurricane Maria. And I'm happy to report that this Latino professional firefighters are going back to this Friday to their second trip to Puerto Rico, where they're going to be building and helping out rebuild homes of first responders. And the first time they did 8 houses when they went, and now they're going back to 4 towns, cities in Puerto Rico to help out because there's still people in need. So I think they should be commended for the work that they're doing along with other organizations, but New Brunswick is represented there. So I'm happy to say that. And Ciclovia this weekend.
Sunday. Yes,
Yeah,
Sunday.
Ciclovia.
All right, now we have,
We're going to have another meeting, but there's a Rutgers Day coming up on the 28th. So that's a nice thing to say.
we have Mr. Pittman. Were you going to speak on your, were you going to speak on it? Yeah, well, I was going to say something about it, but since you're here, I don't want to put you on the spot.
Well, wait, you got to prove it? Yes, sir.
Yes.
Let's prove it.
Yeah.
I just want to say, I think it's going to be an amazing event. I hope to see some of you guys out there. And, just recently, I don't know if you heard about the baby that was left in Highland Park. And the mother was a 14-year-old who left the baby between some houses on Lincoln Avenue. So, we have this situation. I mean, there's about 4 different, child murders within this month alone. April is National Child Abuse Awareness Month. And it's good that New Brunswick is doing something in April. I don't know if it's the first time. Is it? Possibly?
It's sidewalk, yeah, we'll try that, I believe so, because or usually different organizations, they do something independently for this.
Good thing is, I look throughout the county, New Brunswick is probably the only county doing it, so it should be an amazing event. And hopefully, we can, grow and graduate and do this thing on a yearly basis. So,
Okay.
That's it, right?
Yeah, I was gonna bring it up, but I saw you here. Okay.
Let me talk,
I just wanted to say, Mr. Pittman's initial request was for street closures, and because it was Rutgers Day and it's going to be rather busy and there's already street closures, he was gracious enough to agree to do a sidewalk on the program.
Okay. I'd like to remind the public, or whoever this gets out, that babies can be dropped off at police stations, fire stations, hospitals, with no questions asked.
Okay, so we'll go to public comments. Please be reminded that you have 5 minutes, and please give your name and address for the record.
Hi, Robert Solano, 150 Baldwin Street. I just want to say thank you for the resolution approved. I submitted 3 resolutions and I think 3 petitions, I only got 1. I would like to know why it's not in the calendar, it's not in the agenda tonight. So,
Mr. Solano asked for, everything that he has submitted has been acted on. As you know, the resolution in front of you has 2 different cleanup dates in it and 2 different routes which he asked for. He also asked for a street closing for a fair, he asked for permission to have a Cinco de Mayo celebration on private property. He was advised by email that we did not need to take action on that because we do not act on parties that are on private property. He was given an email notice to that effect, so I'm not sure what your third request is that we are not acting on tonight.
the second request was for the Cinco de Mayo celebration. It is in a private property, and we're just trying to get the noise ordinance so nobody can be bothered with the loud speakers and the audio system.
We don't act on noise waivers for private properties.
Okay, is anything that I need to do, is anything that I need to submit in writing so I can celebrate like anybody else does in the church parking lot, in the church private parking lot? Is anything that I'm missing here? Is anything that I should get or should I request? It seems like
I will let the city attorney speak to it, but we are not in the business of granting a noise waiver for a private party.
What kind of permit does the Salvation Army takes or request when they do a function outside the parking lot? That's what I want to
I'm
know.
not sure they ask for any.
But I've been seeing it, I witnessed that they use their parking lot for...
I'm not saying you can't use the parking lot. You can do what you want on private property, but if the city is not in a position to give you a noise waiver for that function.
If I do it without city consent, do I have a risk to be detained? Do I have any fine?
Is it private?
The cops,
If it's the ordinance.
if you're breaking the law, the cops will come to the house and issue you a summons if you are within noise ordinance.
You just have to follow the noise ordinance of the city.
Right.
If you're doing a private party, there was, we're not saying that you cannot have music, but you have to follow the law about the noise.
So I can do it without being bothered?
As long as you follow the noise ordinance of the city of New Brunswick. If you have any questions on that, then you might get a copy of it, so you are aware of what it says. So that way you avoid any
And
misunderstandings.
if you can let your neighbors know what's going on, I mean, maybe you can work something out. I mean, because, a lot of times if you have a good rapport with the neighbors, they can work it out as long as it's reasonable, and then, you don't want to worry about them.
What the time
You're good to go until somebody calls the cops on you. That's just the way it is. I've had it happen in my own neighborhood. People call up and, and the cops come and tell you politely to turn the music down or whatever it is, and you abide by the law and you do it. If you don't do it, then you get a summons. But sometimes people won't call up on you. That's just the way. There's no waiver. There's no waiver process on it. That's what you're looking for.
even though this is not for our private use, it's for the community use, is that,
It's on private property, so,
Okay.
whatever. What time are we talking about?
With 12 to 6, 12 to 7.
Yeah, should be
So-
fine. Just don't glare it so I can hear
I don't
it.
actually know the ordinance, but
Is anything that I can do so this way I can celebrate and have some good time? And,
Yeah, definitely talk to your neighbors, let them know what's going on, because they're the ones who are gonna complain if it gets way too loud or something like that. And of course, use common sense, don't get too loud, crazy, but, enjoy, celebrate, you're having it on the church property,
It's gonna be in the club property, yes.
okay, and just obviously they know, because that's fine.
Okay, so the third petition that I submitted was for the National Night Out for the, A Night Without a Crime in the city, and it's not in the agenda. I mean, does it has to be requested by the police department? Because I used to participate with them, but since I don't feel comfortable being with them, I wanna do my own, because I have a big community out there.
Where's that gonna be held?
Down in the parking lot.
Same thing.
It's a private.
So,
Same thing, yeah.
okay. So somebody calls for any disturbance, the officer is gonna come down and shut it down, right?
If it's too loud, they'll ask you to turn it down or something like that, that's all.
Okay. So this is what I wanna prevent. I would like to prevent this, I would say I don't wanna call it harassment. I would just, I wanna prevent that. I wanna prevent from being in a court or in someone. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do the right thing here.
Use what you know is common sense and don't get
Okay.
crazy and don't go blaring it out, like a big rock concert or something that they can hear it maybe 10, 15 blocks away.
Okay,
And
what
then
is
talk to your
it?
neighbors kind of deal so they know what's going on ahead of time.
All right, I would definitely use the common sense. What does it take for us to do a concert on that private parking lot? Is anything the city can
you
do?
gotta do it within the confines of the noise ordinance. Any time between, I don't know, don't quote me, the city attorney, maybe 10 o'clock at night until you can play the music till.
Well,
So you do that-
there is no time, I know that, there is no time, it's 24 hours, but usually after 10 or something like that.
What if I decided to hire a police officer just to be there? Do I need approval from you guys? From the city?
No, you can hire them on your own.
You can't hire a cop, it's a private event, you can have a security guard or whatever you wanna have.
Well, in the past, I used to hire the New Brunswick Police Department for 6 hours every day at the club. And I just want to make sure that you guys were aware of that. Without the city,
He can hire through the off-duty. He can't just hire somebody, any cop he wants, he has to go through the off-duty office. He can hire a police officer, but that's not gonna waive the noise ordinance. Even the cop that he hires, if the noise gets too loud and people complain, he's gonna tell them to turn it down, and if he keeps it up, he's gonna get a summons, just like everyone said. It doesn't waive his right to have loud music.
all right. So we go from there. The third one, I dropped a letter to the city council because I submit that letter to the Internal Affairs of New Brunswick Police Department. I would like to know you have any response to regarding that letter that I submitted on February 5th. We do have videos and witnesses what happened that day on January 19th.
I got it.
You have no knowledge of that letter?
I do, because
Okay.
I received it.
Do I'm getting any response from the city council, from the police department, from the Internal Affairs? I haven't get anything.
I'm not gonna comment on his investigation, but Mr. Solano was in the Internal Affairs Office. He knows exactly what the resolution was.
Yes, but,
So, but I'm not gonna comment on I'm not gonna air out his dirty plunder here. But he was in the Internal Affairs Office, he gave a statement, and he knows exactly what the outcome was of that investigation.
I wasn't aware of that, I wasn't notified of anything. They should follow the investigation, and I haven't heard anything. It's been already 3 months without any response. I mean, I was burglarized, more than $15,000 merchandise, equipment, tools for my building. I want to know where can the investigation, where my equipment, where my food, where my, I mean, we have a video, we have a CCTV video recording online, and we do have also an iPhone video recording for myself and the neighbors. So I want to know the investigation of that. I want to know what's the outcome of that.
Yeah.
Because this is getting ugly. This is getting very, 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 very,
Mr. Solano's trying to put two things together as one. He had an internal affairs investigation against some officers, and then he has there's a police investigation regarding the supposed property that was taken from his thing. Although they're related, they're two completely different investigations. So
Which is the one that he got the report on?
he didn't get a report. He sat with internal affairs, and I'm not gonna go into the details because I can't, but he knows the thing. As far as the criminal investigation, I'll have the detective bureau talk to him, because I don't know the outcome of that investigation.
Thank you. Just to inform you that there are 3 charges. I did charge her with theft and burglary, and the municipal police, which is going right now, and I charged in a special civil in the state of Supreme Court, and also I did complaint with Consumers Affairs. So I'm on my own investigation back. I would like to know if the municipality is doing their own investigation to who was right, who was wrong on that, why the officers didn't comply with the law, or why the officers didn't. That's all I'm asking. That's all.
This is the final one, 5 minutes.
There's no problem.
If Mr. Solano has charges filed already, then the investigation is done, and now the court will decide what the outcome is. So, and like I said, he hasn't gone to court yet, but when he goes to court, he'll know what the outcome is.
Yeah, but that's not my charges. This is not a police charge. I don't know if it's the same. I have to do my own charges with the evidence of the videos and the pictures and witnesses.
Thank you.
Good evening once again. Charles Cradville, New Brunswick Today. Just for the record, the council does routinely approve waivers of the noise ordinance for developers doing construction.
That's not, yeah, that's for construction.
Okay, so that's the only reason that you approve waivers of the noise ordinance. I had to leave the last meeting you're at, Mr. President, but I noticed you took issue with an article in the Home News Tribune, the official newspaper of the city of New Brunswick. The article is available online. It's titled, "New Brunswick Council President Violated Ethics Law." And the first sentence is, "The city council president was found to be in violation of local government ethics law and was issued a warning by the ethics board." I was the person who filed the complaint. The full meeting where this was decided is on video, available on the website youtube.com under New Brunswick Today's channel. And just want to point out for the record that the board found you admitted that you had omitted certain information from your financial disclosure forms. And the board admonished, they used the word admonished, Mr. Fleming to try to be more accurate in his future statements. They referred to your carelessness and your negligence. And you actually, criticized the author of the article in the Home News because he wasn't there for the meeting, even though it was obviously on video. And in fact, you left the meeting before the meeting had been completed, and so you were not there when Reverend Rella, I believe he's the vice chair of the ethics board, he said this quote, quote, "An admonishment for a politician is a big thing because the board's saying he did something wrong. And I think that's something that the public is going to see and hear about." And I know that a young man came up here and asked you what your response was to this article, and you downplayed it. You seemed to take issue with the way the article had characterized your violation. This is your quote. You said, "That was a misnomer because there was no finding," where they said there was an admonishment. And it wasn't even that. It was an encouragement. Now, whatever the paper printed, which he copied from New Brunswick Today because he wasn't there, that's a complete fabrication. So I just want to understand, it's your belief that you did not commit an ethics violation, that part of the article in the Home News Tribune is inaccurate?
I'm going to comment about it, and that's going to be it.
Okay, so you believe it was a complete fabrication? Because that was your comment. You're standing by that comment. You believe that the ethics board...
I believe I was clear what I just said. I'm going to comment all that. I'm going to comment on that. So if you want to use your 5 minutes to keep going on, you can.
Okay, well, I can tell you the reason that I filed the complaint was because you weren't taking responsibility for your actions. The first time, I just wrote a letter. I didn't make it a formal complaint, and you were dodgy about it then, too. You seemed to think that, you hadn't done anything wrong, and that I was out to get you, and it was just me. It wasn't that, you know, the ethics board hadn't found you'd done anything wrong, even though you sat right there when they told you, you know, that you needed to fill out your forms right. And then in 2017, again, you omitted things from your financial disclosure forms. You didn't put your property that you own, and that's a requirement. And I explained to the ethics board, this matters to me because I'm a journalist. I need to hold you accountable. I need to be able to know what properties you own, as well as where you get your money from. And I think it's sad but not surprising that you're not taking responsibility for what is now a guilty finding. There was a formal complaint, and the verdict was guilty. You were fortunate enough that the board showed mercy on you and did not fine you. They had the power to fine you, as you know, and they admonished you. But here you are now, using your position, in a position of power, saying, it wasn't even that. It wasn't even an admonishment. It was an encouragement. It wasn't an encouragement, sir. It was an admonishment. You were admonished. And the board believes that, quote, an admonishment for a politician is a big thing because the board's saying that he did something wrong. And I think that that's something the public is going to see and hear about. So I would encourage members of the public who want the truth and not the political spin to just watch the video and watch what the ethics board said. Because the ethics board did find you guilty, they did admonish you, and they did think that that was a big deal. So don't believe the hype, don't believe the downplay.
Thank you.
It's real.
Thank you.
I came here for 2 reasons, I guess to get the approval, you know, of the walk, and also to mention that the city of New Brunswick lost a great employee last Thursday, Kurt Anthony Cook, hard worker, you know, dedicated family man, and he'll be greatly missed. And actually, he was my son's godfather, so you know it hit us kind of hard. And also, I want to, you know, because I got the word that Tom Lockwood called his wife direct, so that was good on the city's behalf to reach out to his wife and you know, give you guys condolences. So basically, I just want to say that, you know, on the record that Kurt Anthony Cook will be greatly missed.
Thank you. We're going to say, yeah, because it's also related to ex-councilman. Yeah,
His brother.
Yeah, but he talked, this talks to Kurt. All right. Also, we also lost an educator last week, Mr. Ernest Scott, who had been an educator in Brunswick for decades, and he was a beloved figure, and he had gotten a lot of people interested in music. Where music programs now being cut in a lot of districts, he encouraged the love, and he's got a lot of people that went on to greater things. So I think it was it was in North Carolina still, about 2 weeks ago, almost 10 days ago, they also lost him. Yeah, okay. Yes.
You want to?
Okay.
Well, I just wanted to remind you that in 10 days, Russ Marquetta is going to retire. This will be his last city council meeting, at least on this side of the rail. And, you know, Russ has been an outstanding employee and an incredible resource of New Brunswick names and New Brunswick events. And, you know, I think his dedication and commitment to this community should be recognized. It happens to be his hometown, but we all wish him well, and I thank you for your years of service to my staff.
On behalf of the council, also we want to thank you for your service. Just sitting down, we used to talk, and Russ is like a history buff. He just knows. I mean, I guess he lived it. He didn't have to read it. But he would tell me things about stuff that I knew about when I was much younger, and he just had a good memory of it because he's experienced.
I was older.
Yeah. Anybody else?
I just want to say thank you. I think that I was just commenting before the meeting that we used to meet, you know, before every council meeting to make sure that everything was fine, to give an update. And we had conversations outside, you know, family, the kids, everything else. So, and I bothered him that he's going to retire to a villa in Italy. But now we're going to miss you. And I personally want to thank you for making it easier when I was board president here. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you also for your help on the city market when we have the meeting
My pleasure again.
Russ, thanks for nothing. You really-
Said the
Mark, come on, Mark Henry family, me and family go way back.
Way back.
And really, good luck at your job in New Brunswick today. I think you're gonna do well. No, you're doing a great guy. Glad we could laugh. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is that it? Anybody else? Seeing none?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Council Vice President Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Egan,
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar,
Yes.
Council President Fleming.
Yes.